with the Ragin Cajuns, who will be the guest on the scoreboard. Number 2, Aaron DeSormo. Number 1, AJ Friu. Number 7, Kiahe Robin. Number 22, Justin Schraubert. And now, the starting lineup for the Ragin Cajuns. Number 4, Tanner McNair. Number 17, Luke Gardner. Number 3, Colt Harrison. Number 5, Rashawn Scott. And number 13, Paul Seal. And now for the home team. Number 20, Jim Clark. Number 14, Luke McCullough. Number 34, Madison Perry. And Rinza Crump. And the starting 5 for the Oregon Ducks. Number 2, Brandon Schmidt. Number 35, Shanti Gonzalez. Number 23, Jordan Hill. Number 5, Makai Norman. And number 4, Lucho Roman. And now, to present the officials for this Unified Championship game, the referees from University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Josh Hong. From the University of Central Florida, Ashley Shaluison. From Cal State Fullerton, Jake Arvanchik. And from Virginia Tech, Susanna Long. The NIRSA Championship Series believes good sporting behavior is an integral component of intercollegiate competition. We wholeheartedly embrace the position that for positive sporting behavior to prevail, coaches, student athletes, and fans must display respect, fairness, civility, honesty, and responsibility before, during, and after all athletic contests. The NIRSA Championship Series is committed to holding tournaments in a safe and inclusive environment, free from bullying, offensive language including profanity and or derogatory remarks of any kind directed to officials, event staff, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated, and our grounds for immediate removal. Positive sporting behavior matters, and we thank you for supporting the teams in a positive manner. And now, I am proud to introduce you, Special Olympic athlete from Regis, Shelby Raines, who will be reading the Special Olympic oath.
Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave and intent. Thank you and good luck to everyone.
Thank you. Good luck to our competitors, and let's play some basketball.
All right, and for the folks on broadcast on the YouTube channel, Carl Krieger jumping in for Aiden, alongside Parker Goss once again, here
Yes,
for
sir.
the unified final here at the NIRSA National Basketball Championships. And we also are joined by a special guest. Parker, will you introduce our special guest?
from Special Olympics here. We've got RJ to provide a little additional context here for our unified broadcast. RJ, for those of us at home, can you walk us through what is unified basketball? What are unified sports?
Yeah, unified sports is a division where athletes with and without intellectual disabilities play on the same court to make sure that the game is much more competitive.
And I will say, RJ, what I like most about unified basketball in particular, this is just the game of basketball. No modifications. You know, I love flag football. Flag football is close to my heart. We've got some modifications there in that game that can make it a little tougher to watch for folks who aren't as familiar. That's not the case right now. Second thing I love most is the atmosphere. We just had an absolutely riveting women's final. The energy was through the roof, and it's matched here with a little bit different tone for unified. Very worthwhile.
It is, you know, unified basketball is so important, and Oregon and the Ragin Cajuns do a very good job at having the balance between athletes and unified partners. Watching the game, you can't even tell that it's a unified game.
I know when I was officiating, I always loved working these games. They really fill up your cup in that wholesome sense. You know, I would not expect to see any back and forth between the officials and the players in this one. We're gonna leave here with a winner, but I think we're all winners in that we're gonna leave here with something that's gonna last a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. And every now and then you get some banter back and forth between the officials and the athletes, but it's all in good fun.
It is, and I think our athletes and refs have a good rapport, like you're alluding to. That back and forth, that's in good fun. Hopefully we get something to call out in this broadcast, but I'm just really thankful to be on this call, and I want to thank everyone for coming out. It's still, like we were talking about earlier, that packed house.
I also just want to jump in and sort of echo what you talked about earlier, Parker, with the wholesomeness of it all. We were at the regional in Madison last year as well, and I think everything you just said was so true about the unified final we had then and all the games there. Everyone just having such a great time, the support from everybody, the players, the fans, and like you say, you know, it looks the same as a normal game of basketball, and it's just a great time for everybody. There's so much support and love for everyone, and it's really great to see.
Something about the unified division that's so important that a lot of people don't really hone in on is that for these college kids, they transition into everyday adult life after college. Learning how to be inclusive now in college only sets them up for more success when they graduate.
Absolutely, RJ. Everyone on this floor is going to leave here with something that they can think about forever, that'll inform their business life, their career, whatever comes next for them is going to be informed by their experience that they're having here. I get chills talking about it. I love being a part of it. You know, we do have adaptive programming that I oversee here at UW, alongside Badgers for Special Olympics, right alongside our intramural schedule, and I love getting our officials the chance to feel what I felt when I worked with Special Olympics as a flag football official. They get paid for it, but I don't think anyone's waiting for that check. You know, they got something else to leave those games with. The money is nice, but we're never short on volunteers for these events.
No, and the friendships last forever. We had a student from the University of Wisconsin that came back just to watch the Wisconsin team play. A lot of these athletes, you know, they grow up loving these schools, and this is a chance for them to wear the name of the school on their chest and represent a university that they love and support.
Absolutely, RJ. You can't sell short that experience. Checking in on the score, just under 6 minutes left in the first quarter. We've got Louisiana 2, Oregon 2. As Oregon takes a 2-point lead off the offensive rebound.
Find the shot there. And I think also just to echo the sort of enthusiasm, I've been running a lot of the streams this weekend. My understanding is the Cajuns have a player that wanted to be here and has an injury to his back, wasn't able to make the trip, and just continually checking in the chat every game, asking about the score, happy to fill him in on what was going on the other courts when the games weren't on stream. So the Cajuns have been a lot of fun to watch so far. We've seen Oregon and the Cajuns both on, I think, nearby to the stream all weekend, but never quite here. So great to have them finally in focus. And Chris, if you're watching, We're all rooting for the Cajuns here, and now you don't need me to tell you the score because it's right in front of you.
Absolutely, Carl. If you're watching at home, Chris, get well soon. Take some time for yourself. Your Cajuns have got it from here.
Oregon's number 4 I think he got a dead leg, but he's limping a little bit, but he wants to stay in the game.
Yeah, it looks like Lucho might have knocked knees there. Hopefully he can walk that one off. He's laboring a little bit. I think he's going to be all right. Maybe we'll get him a breather here as we get a dead ball with just under 5 minutes to play. And with the Cajuns, I want to give a special shout out to our head coach, or our co-head coach, who was a delight at check-in. And she turns to me, she says, "Parker, my new friend, where can I find good barbecue in Madison?" And I said, "Well, I don't know if I have much to tell you about barbecue, ma'am, but I have been to Beef Butter Barbecue on the east side of Madison 3 times, and it's delivered every time for me." I said that with a little bit of reservation. Found her today, said she loved it. We're happy to have you here in Madison, and I'm glad that you headed on to Beef Butter Barbecue.
That's 4 for 4 now for them. 3 for you, 1 for her. So
yeah,
it's a quality spot.
Hey, they know a thing or two about barbecue as we get, just off the glass, offensive rebound for 20, corralled by the Cajuns.
Yeah, Louisiana definitely knows something about barbecue. I went to school at the University of Alabama, and the barbecue is really good out there too. So knowing that there's good barbecue in Wisconsin is a win for everyone.
And a reminder to everyone at home, we're going to be here for the next 2 years for your NIRSA Championship Series National Basketball Tournament. I guess this is kind of turning into a plug for Beef Butter Barbecue, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff, I'm telling you. The brisket, double brisket, ribs. As we've got a foul on the 3-point shot here. I want to hammer this home, all right? This is the order, and I'm telling you. Double brisket, ribs, fries, mac and cheese. You're welcome.
Beef Butter Barbecue? That's the place?
Yes, sir.
Our marketing team will be in touch. Anyway, you've got the order. Check it out. Send us a postcard if it hits the spot, as it is free throws now for the Ducks, looking to tie the score up here. A couple of minutes left in that first quarter. Still early days yet. Love the purple shoes. Just got to call it out.
All tournament team member here, number 7 for the Ducks, looking to cash in on this free throw and tie this game. We got just over 2 minutes left to play, and it's good. With a shot to give Oregon Unified the lead. We got one more free throw as the Cajuns sub in.
One thing I've noticed in this game so far is that they have really good ball movement and a lot of defensive play. Looking to see if one of these 2 teams can get the offense going here shortly.
I would agree with that, definitely. I wouldn't say the offense has been lacking, but the defense definitely stealing the show thus far with the Cajuns and the Ducks. Quack. Rebound, Cajuns. 5 commanding the offense for Louisiana. Corner 3 for 1. Just off as Jim's able to collect the rebound. 5 bringing it up the floor for Oregon. We got a moving screen from Oregon here, it looks like. Ball is headed back with the Cajuns.
It's no surprise that defense is excelling. I was talking to one of the athletes yesterday, and they said defense wins championships. So now they're in the championship game.
That's a mentality to have, RJ. In a game where Bill Simmons once described the modern NBA as 70% offense and 30% defense, even if that's the case, 30% is a lot. Defense wins championships is absolutely right.
Also loving the hustle from the players. They've played a lot of games this weekend. We've talked about it throughout the weekend. Now here at the last game, everybody giving it their all.
Number 3 with a good finish off the glass. Cole Harris with the bucket to give Louisiana a 2-point lead. We'll see if Oregon opts to hold for one shot here. We've got just over 20 seconds on the clock.
Looks like that is the choice.
And I will say, to echo what Carl said, one thing you'll notice at the Unified Games, cracking my top 5 favorite things about them, the shoe game is always off the charts. as Jim's fouled on the mid-range jumper there. He'll shoot 2 with the clock stopped at 1.6 seconds.
Shoe game always on point.
And for Jim, the accessory game as well. Number 20 for the Ducks, rocking not 1 but 2 shooting sleeves.
I love the shooting sleeves, but I love the one-leg sleeve.
Absolutely. You got the headband as well. No stone unturned for 20
It's a great
for the
look.
Ducks.
It's an incredible look.
Just off on the free throw there. I want to give a shout out to 20 and whoever maybe showed him how to shoot a basketball, because that is great technique on the free throw.
Got the backspin. It's right there.
Definitely something I'd admire. Whoever taught him to shoot needs to teach me to shoot too, because it does not come off my hand like that.
Free throws never come off my hand easy.
There it is, straight through.
Nothing but net for 20 as they cut it to a 1-point lead. Louisiana rolls it in, trapped in the corner. Looking like that's going to take us to the second quarter with Louisiana 7, Oregon 6. As we have a quick break here between quarters, RJ, what are you looking for as we go into the second with such a tight game?
I'm looking for a team to get the offense going, whether that's setting up plays or having ball movement. The defense is really doing well, and it's disrupting the offense. But I'm looking to get in the double digits this quarter.
I think you're probably right. Like I alluded to on the past broadcast, there's been a couple instances. I'm sorry. All right, as we head into the second quarter here, Cajuns 7, Ducks 6. As RJ was saying, I'd absolutely agree. I think we're going to have some instant offense here for both sides.
Possession belongs to Louisiana.
I will say we've seen a lot of three-point baskets made already. I've sort of been watching, been up streaming all weekend, and a lot of high-scoring games for these teams. So I absolutely agree, RJ. One of these teams is going to take off. Cajuns, I think I remember watching them play against the Bullen Badgers earlier, scored 10 or 15 points in a very short order of time. So these teams certainly can score. Just about who gets the hot hand when. One of these teams will.
Yeah, once the first shot goes in, there's a good chance it just keeps going in when they get in their rhythm.
Don't let them get hot. Ducks with the ball screen here. Offensive rebound, and
well done.
And to the point of that defense, that's exactly what it is. I don't think the offense is coming up short at all. I think they've got nowhere to go. The defense is absolutely snuffing out any opportunity at the rim, and it's been a lot of what we were talking about, those perimeter jump shots.
Yep.
Great steal from 35, and it's good off the glass, matched only by the celebration as he gets some air. 35 off the glass to give Oregon a 1-point lead.
I love he's wearing the number 35, rocking the Kevin Durant number.
Close shot as well. You talked about the momentum, right? The crowd going wild for that play. Could be the spark Oregon needs as they get the ball back now quickly off a tip.
It's going to stay with Oregon here. That's exactly right, Carl. If that doesn't make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, what are you doing? But thanks for watching the broadcast.
That's true. Ducks with the ball. Offensive rebound. Oh, love to
Ball's
see
around.
it.
We got a tie up.
Oh.
We got a jump ball. Oregon coming away with it.
Held ball. Possession belongs to Oregon.
Glad to see Lucho on the inbound here. Looks like he was able to shake off that knee injury he might have had earlier. 23 off the glass. Good find and an even better finish as the Oregon Ducks take a 3-point lead. Timeout, Oregon.
Yeah, that's a good timeout right there. They started getting going. Now they want to settle in, get some plays going.
that momentum that you said, the first basket falls, the second one follows. It's exactly what we just saw, right? Oregon has that explosive play on the steal, right back down the court the next time, in the basket again. That yields them a 3-point lead.
And I think it's so important, like we alluded to, the crowd momentum is just as important as the play on the court. When the crowd gets into it, it gets the players' adrenaline going, and they feel unstoppable. Just look at what Caitlin Clark did in the March Madness tournament.
It certainly helps. I know I get a little something from it as well. So when the crowd gets going, so do we here in the booth.
Right.
We got 10 Oregon, Louisiana 7 with just over 8 minutes left to play in the first half.
We're getting hyped up over here on the sidelines calling the game, right, on the broadcast. We're not even playing, right? Imagine what that does for the players on the court, the crowd screaming for them and their plays. It's a lot more than we're getting, and we're already excited here. So not to be underestimated, having that crowd behind you. And again, you called it, Parker, the sellout crowd here at Bakke, I think we've called it, and adds a lot to this game.
And I want everyone on the broadcast to know there are so many people who did not leave after the women's national championship. They stuck around to watch this game right here. And that's what we love about unified sports, as we've got a turnover by the Ducks. Cajuns looking to tie it up or cut the lead to 1.
They're being rewarded with a very good game so far. Wise choice to keep your seat. And you got to save your seat here. You can't get up and leave and come back because, like you said, Parker, it's standing room only. That is a 2-point basket. Foot was on the line.
Tough break for the Cajuns. Good to see that one go through the net nonetheless. Like RJ said earlier, you know, that first one goes through and it could start an avalanche for the Cajuns. Not that they'd be familiar with an avalanche in Lafayette.
Yeah, sometimes those long twos are even more difficult than the threes.
Absolutely. S35 with another great finish. Count the bucket, and he's going to look to finish the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And I hope we catch this on the broadcast. If you can read 35's hair, that reads Ducks. And what that says to me is commitment to the team.
I was just going to say that. Love to see it. And the shoes, also. Quality shoe game from 35 as well. The accessories on the Ducks are just incredible today.
Very colorful shoes. The hair is awesome. A lot of team spirit for the Oregon Ducks.
Straight through. 3-point play.
Team mostly repping Nike. Not a big surprise to see an Oregon team repping Nike with their headquarters out there in Eugene. Every Oregon team you'll ever run into will be dressed well. Phil Knight made sure of it as we get a shot from the perimeter, and it's good.
There's that offense you wanted to see, RJ. Starting to come to life.
Yes, it's starting. We've gotten into double digits, and now the offense is
20 looking to
rolling.
answer with that great shooting form we saw earlier. Good rebound by 13. Cajuns bring it up down 1 with just under 6 to play in the first half.
Pace picking up a little bit here.
Definitely, Carl.
The players have settled in. They've got their adrenaline controlled, and now the game's starting to pick up, and it's starting to be very good basketball.
I think that's exactly right, RJ. And if you can see this on the broadcast, there are no shortage of fan-made signs here at the Unified Games. I always love to see that. I think if I were in a game and I saw someone holding up a sign, that would definitely strike a chord with me. Oh, and it's good with a hand in the face to give Louisiana the 2-point lead.
And one thing about the handmade signs, a lot of the signs from the Special Olympics teams were made at the social gathering they had the other night at the Nick Recreational Center. So a lot of them the athletes made themselves, and the fans are supporting it.
Love to see that. RJ, can you tell us a little bit more about that social and how everyone got to connect a bit on Friday?
Yeah, all the teams gathered at the Aquatic Center, and they had a huge pizza party. They had a t-shirt exchange. Just mingled with each other, really connected with other universities. Hopefully the inclusion movement expands more out of this tournament.
We talked about how many games these teams have played this weekend, but they're not playing all the time. So it's glad to see that they were able to connect on Friday in their shared vision to have athletes of all abilities competing together and giving you this beautiful product out on the court.
Absolutely. It's just great that it's more than just basketball, right? It's a great weekend of games, but there's so much more to it, and the connections that you make. RJ, you mentioned earlier. I think Parker echoed as well, just making friends that last a lifetime, and the connections that you can make are oftentimes more important than exactly what happens on the court.
Absolutely. The athletics mean a lot, but what happens off the court is the most important aspect of Special Olympics. It's just incredible the friendships and relationships these players form with each other.
Number 3, able to avoid the
Incredible
turnover.
pass.
What a beautiful behind-the-back pass for that, too.
Behind the back, ankle injury, forgotten.
Yeah, it's safe to say Lucho's good.
Yeah. Oregon, very tight defense.
Foul on the floor by 35 of the Ducks, and that beautiful, beautiful hair.
You can just tell how hard these players are playing. Every player is puffing and puffing, and they're still giving it their all, knowing that a national championship is on the line.
I'll be honest with you, RJ, I think I'm huffing and puffing a little bit myself calling this game. It is a breakneck speed at this point. That's not something we necessarily saw in the first quarter, but the scoring has certainly opened up.
They definitely started slow, but now they settled in, and now the game's starting to pick up.
We got a big 3 minutes or just under for both of these teams here as we've got a tied game. Both teams looking to seize the momentum going into the half. Cajuns swinging around the perimeter, finding a mid-range jumper for 17, just short. Offensive rebound secured by 3, and 35's going the other way for the Ducks as they look to take a lead. There's that pace. Looks like 35 might have had a foot on the baseline there as he tried to corral the ball, but as you were mentioning earlier, no shortage of hustle. Just
Absolutely
over 2
not.
minutes left to go. Score is dead even at 15.
It feels like one of those games, I know it's still early in the first half, but it feels like one of those games that whoever gets the ball last might be the winner.
Right
What
there.
more could you ask for?
Oh, great shot.
Great shot created by number 4 there. Nothing but net. I heard that snap over here. Lucho with the penetration here, dumps off to 35. Number 4 with the steal. And the good finish. Ducks looking to push the pace. Down 4.
I really like the Ducks' communication when they get the ball and take it up court. They're talking to each other with hand signals. It's really cool to see.
Looks like that ball is going to stay here. I think we had someone try and throw it off the Cajuns there and miss.
Stays with Oregon. Minute left in the half.
Oregon continuing to run their offense. That 3 is deep. Corralled by number 4. Bounce pass, great one. With the foul on 4 for the Ducks. We got 2 shots coming up.
What an effort to try to finish that play, but nonetheless, he gets some foul shots from the line.
We'll shoot a pair. Looking to break the 20 mark here for the Cajuns. You said you wanted to see double digits. We're double digits here
Yes.
for the Cajuns here if they can make it to 20.
Yeah, they definitely picked up on offense, and now we're seeing the balls drop in the basket.
And that's been a theme for the weekend. You know, I've been on the call for a few of these games now, had the privilege, and something we've seen more than once was teams finding it tough to score with all that adrenaline pumping as the game has just started. And I imagine of all the times to start feeling that, the national championship would be one of them.
Absolutely. We see it at all levels of sports, not just Special Olympics. When the national championship is on the line, the adrenaline is going. Sometimes it takes a little while to control those emotions. What a
Lucho
finish.
able to score for the Ducks. That one's no good from Louisiana as they have a 4-point lead going into the half.
I think we're going to step aside for a couple of minutes as these teams take a breather, but we'll be back with the second half in about 5 minutes here. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. And welcome back, everybody. Quarter number 3 of the Unified Final is underway between the Ragin Cajuns and the Ducks. Carl Krieger alongside Parker Goss and
What's up, brother?
RJ. He's yelling. You know him, you love him. We're back at the action.
Quick shot missed by the Cajuns there. Oregon taking it up the floor. Number 5 commanding the offense. Ball screen by 35. Just off on that one.
Offensive
35
board.
secures the rebound. Tough finish, and we got another rebound for Oregon Unified.
Good start for the Ducks in the second half, getting these offensive boards. They're so important.
Definitely, RJ. That's one way to nullify, you've run a little bit cold, you've missed a few shots in a row. If you can get those offensive rebounds, generate good looks like that, that's how you can stay in the game.
Yes, stealing possessions away from the other team. So important.
And I mentioned this earlier, RJ, some of the best three-point attempts, looks you're going to get are going to come off those offensive rebounds as the defense crashes the glass.
Absolutely. Pass it out to the outside, and the shot is theirs.
Number 5 loses it along the baseline. Number 5 for the Ducks. Coast to coast with the reverse finish.
Tie game.
And just like that, folks, it's a tie game. Cajuns looking to answer. No look pass by 4 into the lane. Out to 5. Good dump off to 1.
Great rebound. I'd say Oregon came out swinging, but they really came out shooting.
Absolutely.
2 in a row already. Another
Absolutely.
working offense. You mentioned the communication earlier. We see it again. You don't always need to go fast, right? Sometimes it's better to get your bearings, call a play, and then execute on it.
I'd say it's a near perfect start for the second half for the Oregon Ducks.
As we got a big screen set by 2 there.
Good ball movement, good shots, and they get the foul. What a start.
6-0 run to start the half. In only 2 minutes for Oregon. We talked about putting on points quickly when they have that momentum. That's what we see here. Looking to make it a 7-0 run here with the free throw.
Yeah, I think Oregon was looking for an off-ball foul there. At home, they're probably saying ball don't lie, because they're here at the line looking to capitalize on a 3-point play.
And we've seen it all week, and yesterday in Oregon's game against Michigan, they went on runs like this. Some, they were quiet on shooting, and then others, they would just go on a run and get back in the game. And by the end of the game, Michigan just could not hang around.
If I've heard it once, I've heard it a million times, RJ. Basketball is a game of runs. Number 3 for the Cajuns, able to corral the ball here.
Held ball, possession favors Oregon.
Jump ball, looks like it's going the other way. We've got an official's timeout here as the Cajuns are going to go look to get a Band-Aid. It looks like 17 coming in for the Cajuns.
Checking in for Louisiana, number 17, Luke Gardner.
14 on the inbound for the Ducks with 5 commanding the offense. They've got a 2-point lead, certainly nothing to sit on, but I think they're going to be really happy with the way that this second half has started.
Again.
Another good look off the glass for the Ducks. That's a couple of fundamental bounce passes.
They've really come out swinging the second half.
Oh!
Whatever the coach said at halftime, those adjustments are working. They are attacking the hoop and the rim, and they are having success with it.
And it's looking like this second half could be more of the same. More good offense from both sides here as 17 hits a mid-range jumper to answer the Ducks. Bounce pass into the lane here for 35. Not able to convert on the tough look. Cajuns come down with the rebound.
Oh.
Ducks playing the ball hard. Left-hand finish for number 5.
Not giving up on the play.
Cajuns bringing the ball up the floor here with the Ducks up 4.
Nice move.
Active hands from the Ducks here on both sides of the ball. Those bounce passes in the lane, they're going to lead to good looks, but sometimes those can be tough not to fumble. Not a single time from the Ducks here to start the first half, as they've got a 4-point lead.
Absolutely. These passes the Ducks are showcasing are very high-level passes. Not easy to execute, but they're doing a great job at it. And now they have a 4-point lead.
Oregon looking like a well-practiced team here. Fundamental bounce passes. Everyone seems to know where to go off the ball. And the Cajuns drill an important corner three. 17 keeping the Cajuns in it here.
Bit of pace now for the Ducks. 3 of their own to try to answer back. Not able to connect.
Lucho a little too strong with that one. If I'm the Cajuns, I work the ball back to 17. He's provide a little bit of instant offense for him here. Floor for the Cajuns, bringing the ball up the floor here. Denies the ball screen into the lane. Tough look, blocked by Lucho. Stays here.
I'm very impressed with Oregon on defense. They know exactly where to be and when to stay home and when to move. And they're finding a lot of success with it.
Definitely, RJ. Both teams looking well practiced. Team chemistry is top notch. No surprise these two are the only two left from the Unified Division. As 17 grabs his own rebound into the lane. Beautiful left-hand finish. That's 7 points in a row for 17 as the Cajuns take a 1-point lead. We've had great basketball all weekend, RJ, but this might be my favorite call of the weekend. This one has been tight, wire to wire thus far. I see nothing that indicates to me that that's going to be any different moving forward.
There's been some great basketball, especially in the Unified Division. But from day one, Oregon and Louisiana were the 2 best teams, and it's so cool that we get to see them battle it out for the championship.
Yes, I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. We're seeing the Ducks and the Cajuns here as 5 just misses what would have been the finish of the tournament.
It's incredible for all athletes when they get to experience, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. It's so important.
The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat is absolutely correct. I think one life lesson that we could all learn from Unify is if you ever find yourself hating to lose more than you love to win, it's time to reconsider.
And I think the thing with unified sports is a lot of people don't really understand it. A lot of people just think they're out there to have fun. But at the end of the day, these athletes are athletes and they want to win and they want to have a good game. They want to get the stats, and it's so important to hone in on.
I think any of the games this weekend would dispel that notion. Just watching them on stream, hustling to the floor, up and down every time. We talked about how the game is not, of course, the most important thing, but it's not that they don't care about it, right? These athletes want to win every game that they're in.
And it's awesome we get to highlight that at the college level at the NIRSA National Tournament.
100%. I think the best unified teams you'll see are the ones who are best able to strike that middle ground between competitive and fun.
Throughout the weekend, I saw other universities from the men's and women's division stop and watch some of the unified games, and they were asking each other questions about what's going on, and it was just awesome to see. The education part of it is so important too.
Sports are such a vessel to learn about life. I love that quote you had earlier. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Something to be learned from either instance for sure. We've got just over a minute 30 left in this third quarter. Oregon's got a 1-point lead. Louisiana looking to take it back, and they do. Threes back in the game. Knee taped up. Scoring engaged.
Glad he is all right.
What a game this has turned into. A back and forth offensive and defensive battle.
The hoop plus the arm. Number 5 for Oregon with the tough finish with the left hand. I keep saying that left hand. He might be left-handed. Beautiful finish nonetheless. Ducks take the lead. We've got a minute left in the third quarter.
Still the left hand, whether it is his dominant hand or not. But Ducks at the line for 1. Looking to extend the lead to 2. It's been a 1-point game most of this quarter.
That bit about the left hand, Carl, I'm not a scientist. I do think that's correct.
Yeah, something about it. Left hand, right hand, who knows? What I do know is the Cajuns have the ball, looking to take the lead back from the Ducks, unable to convert on that free throw. 1-point game again, about 35 seconds left. Clock got messed up, that's my bad. Didn't push the button.
Carl, you're going to want to push the button.
Gonna want to do it.
Number 3 able to corral it for the Cajuns again. They've got 26 seconds on the clock. They can hold if they want. Back out to the perimeter. 17, he's hotter than fish grease. They don't let him get another one off. Cajuns able to corral it for a moment. Back to Lucho of the Ducks. Back to the Cajuns. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Lucho with one. It's good if it goes. Just off. And headed into the half. Not the half. Come on, Parker. Act like you've done this before. 3 quarters down. We've got Oregon 31, Louisiana 30.
Third quarter. Oregon 31.
This is building up into one of those games. It's going to come down to the absolute wire.
Reminder that after this game,
Yes.
I sure hope so, RJ. I know we've had a couple of overtime games this tournament. I got to give a nod to the Wisconsin Red, Wisconsin White, perhaps, men's team. Triple overtime thriller. Certainly feeling the agony of defeat on that one, but they played well all weekend.
Absolutely. And you said earlier, RJ, in the middle of the first half, middle of that second quarter, could come down to who has the ball last. That prediction currently is still being borne out. 1-point game and only 10 minutes to play. That clock goes by very, very quickly. These teams so close.
And what better game to do it? You know, the national championship, all the marbles are on the line. Like, let's do it. Team with the ball last.
quarter possession belongs to Louisiana.
Certainly are on the way. Fourth quarter about to get underway. 10 minutes to go. Reminder, the clock will stop on whistles in the last 2 minutes of this quarter.
I'd agree with both my colleagues here. I think there's a good chance this one ends with whoever gets the ball last. For all my football fans out there, shades of a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes game as 17 with the heat check from the corner. Offensive rebound by the Cajuns, 7 just off.
If you're going to throw a football phrase in there, you got to go with the Oregon Ducks and Bo Nix when they played Washington. Michael Penix versus Bo Nix down to the absolute wild.
Couple of great games from the Pac-12 this year will be sorely missed as we've got another one from the corner. Number 4 just off. Another offensive rebound for the Cajuns. Tipped again. Ball staying with the Cajuns as they look to take the lead.
Pac-12 after dark. It will surely be missed.
We'll find some way to replace it. If I win the lottery, I'm buying the Pac-12, Carl.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Clip that, hold him to it.
I've never played the lottery, so it'll be unlikely, but not out of the question.
You know what, Parker? Even if you did play the lottery, it would still be unlikely.
That is absolutely correct, Carl. We got Lucho commanding the offense here for the Ducks. Back up top to 34. Ball screen from 35, really working the perimeter here.
Picks up the dribble.
Big shot! An absolutely massive contested 3 from number 2 for the Ducks, and he's loving it.
He's got great shoes. He's got great accessories on the arms, and he's got a great shot.
Beautiful dump off to number 3 there as Louisiana is able to tie it. Cut the lead to 2, rather. We've got just over 8 minutes left to decide your 2024 National Unified Champion here at the NIRSA Championships in Madison, Wisconsin.
Lucho runs the offense. Top of the key, Oregon not making much progress just yet. Run the play. Jumps down.
Cajuns saw what can happen if they let number 2 get loose beyond the arc as we've got a foul on the ground. Nope, we're going to say that's a travel. Ball coming down here, number 13 on the inbound for the Cajuns. Like I was saying, though, the Cajuns saw what can happen if they let number 2 get the ball with a good look from deep, and they made sure it wasn't going to happen again.
Absolutely, and let's focus a little bit on the benches too now. Both coaches are starting to get into it a little bit more than they were in the first half. They know what's on the line, and they know there's not much time left.
Definitely, RJ. We've got just over 7 minutes. How many possessions are you going to get? Everyone matters more than the last. It's a 2-point game with the Cajuns looking to run the break. 7 commanding the offense. 4 with a good look. Passes it up. Opts to go into the lane. Dumps it off again. Rebound corralled by number 5 for the Ducks.
Oregon comes away with it. You mentioned the benches. I think the benches, both in terms of the bench players coming in and making an impact, and also just the benches being excited, supporting their team. We talked about the crowd earlier. Having that your teammates behind you the whole way really can help a lot.
As we've got another tie up here on the baseline. This one's going to stay with Oregon. They've got the arrow. It'll be 14 on the inbound for the Ducks.
The game is really getting physical too. Not just is it picking up speed, but it's also starting to get physical. You can tell how bad these players want it.
And one thing I've always admired about the Unified Division, RJ, when the games do get physical, the sportsmanship is still never lacking. That is so key, as we've got a offensive foul here.
Fouls on Oregon's number 35.
And I think it's important to point out, you know, as the game gets more physical, these players really have to watch the fouls. Don't want players to get in foul trouble.
Yeah, foul trouble for either team could really spell disaster. Everyone's getting in the mix off the bench. No end of the bench players here in Unified. Everyone has value, so anyone looking at 3 or 4 fouls right now would be in trouble. They circle the ball around the perimeter. Number 3 just off, 5 with the board. Can't convert on the tough finish. 5 for the Ducks with the rebound, as Lucho looks to lead them up the floor with just over 5 minutes to go.
Really good rebounding for the Ducks in this half, coming down with a lot of these balls.
I'd love to highlight number 5 for Louisiana, Rashad Scott. He has been a Special Olympics Unified partner for many years now. He started a few years ago, left school, and now he came back and joined the team as a Unified partner again. He's a huge part of the success this team has had, and he does a great job at balancing being a Unified partner and a teammate at the same time.
And you can see it. Number 5, like you said, he's acting like a player coach out here. He's coaching his guys hard. They've got a relationship. They want to win.
Absolutely. They have a long relationship that dates back many years. And I was talking to him before the game, and he was so excited to play, and said if it wasn't for Special Olympics, his life would not be as exciting.
That certainly goes to show the impact, as 5 for the Cajuns turns it over to 5 from the Ducks. They're looking to slow it down just a little bit as Lucho looks to lead the offense.
Impact on the players, not to be missed here, as that story highlights. We saw him leading the team down the court the previous possession. Dumps it over to number 4 here.
Really exemplifying that competitive spirit. No one wants to win more than 5 for the Cajuns here. Another offensive rebound for 3. Quick look at the bucket.
2-point game still. Has not been more than a couple for many, many minutes here.
Offenses have slowed down just a little bit as we creep under 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in the Unified NIRSA National Championship.
What a game we have. Coming down to the wire, back and forth. I know the women's game right before this, the score was a little bit more lopsided, but what a game. A little bit of everything.
The right game for the national championship, certainly.
Absolutely. The fans deserve it. The players deserve it. And that's another potential 3-point play from 35 for the Ducks.
The cool thing about being in bracket play is it's set up to where anyone could win. Any given matchup, upsets happen, but it's really cool that we got the 2 best teams in the championship, and now they get to battle it out.
Absolutely. I mean, I was grateful to call this game to start, and I consider it the icing on the cake that it's been such a good one from a competitive standpoint. Just off on the 3-point play conversion. 5 leading his Cajuns up the floor. 13 gets it along the baseline, can't corral it. Lucho looks to slow the Ducks down a little bit as the Cajuns extend their defense just a bit with just over 2 minutes to play.
Going to start to contest the Ducks as they walk up the floor. It's not a massive lead, right? It's not panic time yet for the Cajuns, but you do want to get a stop, to get a trap, something of that sort. And they do get that defensive stop.
Another strong rebound from 3 for the Cajuns. Certainly not his first of the day. Rebound corralled by the Ducks. We got a foul.
Like you alluded to, it's not time to panic yet. That was a good look three, but they didn't really have to do that. They could have relied on the layup still, with the game being as close as it is.
Louisiana's number 5, Rashawn Scott, his second, team's second.
Clock starts and we've got 1 minute, 45 seconds left to decide the Unified National Championship, dare I say, or not. Maybe we get overtime.
Smart physical basketball is important in this juncture of the game with 1 minute 31 seconds left.
Yeah, and we've got a tough break from the Cajuns there, as Three's just trying to control himself, rolls with the ball. That's a travel. Can't really blame him on that one. Minute 31 left in this one.
A lot of credit to him for forcing the sort of, at least semi-turnover that led to that travel as well, right? Leaving it all on the court today. Great pass to the corner.
Not lacking in hustle. I think we have an intentional foul there from 5 of the Cajuns, looking to slow it down a little bit, not wanting to get beat off the dribble with that 4-point deficit and just under 1 minute 30 to play.
Yeah, and it's important to note that was a good foul. That was not a shooting foul. They take the ball, they inbound the ball. That was a good foul.
Yeah, and they're not in team foul trouble, right? We're not looking at a 1-and-1 or anything like that. As the Ducks have the long inbounds pass into the backcourt, 13 hounded him nonetheless. A little too much contact. We got a foul on 1-3 for White.
Fouls on Louisiana's number 13, Paul Seal.
That is the 4th team foul, so after this it will be a pair of free throws for each foul as they get into that bonus.
These officials are really working hard this second half, especially in the fourth quarter. They're getting their money's worth.
And RJ, I know we mentioned the officials a little bit earlier. Again, these are officials who are experienced in working unified games. Not only are they experienced, they've done a good job as we get another intentional foul from 5 here.
Yeah, the officials do a really good job at not officiating the game any different than the men or women's games. And that's the true meaning of unified. You should be able to look at the basketball games and not realize that there's athletes with and without intellectual disabilities, and that's what we're getting here in this game.
100% RJ, as Lucho looks to sink a couple of free throws here and potentially ice the game for the Ducks. Off on the first.
Substitution for
Smart foul from Richard. He's got 4 though. May need to let someone else take these fouls moving on.
One more foul shot here. Minute and 14 seconds left on the clock. Minute 17 rather.
And it's a big one for the Ducks. He wants this one. Again, just off. Cajuns able to corral the rebound. Smart foul from Richard.
Absolutely.
We got a foul on the shot here. Cajuns going to be shooting to another couple of important free throws here.
These free throws might be the most important shots of today's game for this player. You got 1 minute 8 seconds left, and you get 2 free shots. That's points that you don't get back.
The clock stopped, right? We're under 2 minutes. We said it earlier, fourth quarter. The ability to get 2 points with no time off the clock is big.
3 missed free throws in a row here in this one. I think that's a product of the environment we're in. Again, sold out house here at the Bakke Recreation Center as 7 looks to sink number 2 here and cut that lead down to 3. Make it a 1-possession game. Just off front rim here as we contest the rebound.
That's a tough break for the Ragin Cajuns, missing both of those free throws and now having to intentionally foul. It's getting to the danger zone for the Ragin Cajuns.
Yeah, the Ducks were able to run a little bit of additional clock off there, but not quite as much as they'd probably hoped, and they find themselves back at the line shooting 2.
62 seconds remain.
Couple of big free throws here.
Yeah.
Lucho's good on the first. That makes your score Oregon 37, Louisiana 32. And RJ, if I don't get a chance to say this before we wrap here, and I hope we don't, I hope we play 3, maybe 4 overtimes. But before we wrap here, as we've got a timeout by Oregon, it looks like, I just want to say thank you very much for coming on the broadcast. Thank you very much for coming to this tournament this weekend and including me in everything you all do with Unified Sports. I think everyone who's been a part of this game is going to leave here with a little extra pep in their step as they approach their job, whatever that is, on Monday.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor to be here. I've experienced it as a player when I was at Alabama with the Special Olympics Club, and now I get to experience it in the booth, and adrenaline is equally as high. So thank you for letting me be a part of it, and what a great championship game we had here today.
Of course, as we've got another foul here to stop the break. 7 for the Cajuns, picking up another one.
Fouls on Louisiana's number 7, Ragin, his 3rd.
If our men's championship here to follow is anything as good as this game is shaping up to be, we're all in for another treat. Again, today we had a triple header of championship games.
It's true.
Who's got it better than us, Carl?
Not a lot of people. The people at home, thank you for tuning in, supporting everybody online. Hopefully you have enjoyed the broadcast. We had the women's championship earlier. It's the unified championship that you are glued to right now. And the men's final to follow after the award ceremony from this game.
Number 5 just off with the first free throw. He's going to want to sink this one here. 6-point lead would be tough for Louisiana to close the gap on moving forward. We got just under a minute. Clock starts. Number 5 leading his Cajuns up the floor. Pulling up for 3, and that's no good. Able to corral the offensive rebound. Those are huge, especially at this juncture. He's looking to shoot another one.
Ooh,
just off on that one. Another offensive rebound out to 17. He's been an absolute killer today, but comes up just a little bit short as we'll see Lucho headed back to the line with 28 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, that possession's a really hard one to come back from. They had multiple opportunities to get points, and they came up with nothing with Oregon back on the free throw line. That might have just done it.
A couple of very good looks, too, just not quite in the rim, not being the friend that the Cajuns needed.
And they had the right people shoot the ball, number 5 and 17.
Free throw, no good.
Just off again for the Ducks. That free throw percentage we were seeing earlier in the game dwindling a little bit. This is a bit of a knee knocker, folks. Number 4, Lucho for the Ducks, looking to convert on number 2. Again, just off, going to extend the game a little bit as the Cajuns are able to corral it.
Needs some help, finds it, number 5.
Big possession here. Big closeout from Lucho to block that one in the corner. And what do you know? We're back at the line.
Getting a hand on that three-point attempt. Barely tipping it. Keeping it out of the way.
You can see some of the friendly banter going on right now between unified partners, and a lot of smiles from the Oregon Ducks. They're starting to feel it. They're starting to feel reality and what a championship feels like.
National championship just within reach if they can close it out here. They've got a 6-point lead with 2 free throws to come and just under 15 seconds left on that game clock.
Absolutely. One more shot, and the ball will be back in play.
As a commentator and a basketball fan, I will never understand how free throws are so hard to hit. Everyone struggles with them. Even the best players in the world can't hit foul shots.
Looks like the Cajuns are just going to dribble out the clock here. And let me be the first to congratulate Oregon Ducks Unified, your 2024 national champions. As we sort of didn't dribble the ball out. I don't think it's going to matter. Pull it up from deep.
There you are.
Maybe a bit premature from me. Nevertheless, Oregon Ducks 39, Louisiana 32. Congratulations to your 2024 NIRSA Unified National Championship Ducks. Quack.
That was everything we could have imagined a national championship being. We had good defense, good offense, and physical play. What a treat for you all at home.
100% RJ, as we've got the handshake line, the hug line here, whatever you want to call it. That was tremendous. I loved every minute of that, RJ. Thank you again for coming on the broadcast. We're going to kick it over to the tournament committee for the awards here, but I just wanted to say one last time, thank you again. And if you're tuning in for the men's broadcast here in about 30 minutes, I'll see you soon.
Thank you, and play unified.
Please focus your attention towards the center of the court as we proceed with the award presentation.
Let's give a round of applause to both teams for a great game today. For the first award, each division, one team was awarded the Positive Sporting Behavior Award for the team that provided great sporting behavior throughout the whole tournament. So for the Unified Division, the award winners are Regis University. Now, Brenna from the Tournament Executive Committee is going to announce the all-tournament team.
All right, so we've been keeping stats all weekend to find and nominate some members to our all-tournament team. So to recognize those members, we'd like to start first with Brandon Bear from Unified Iowa. Next up, with an average of 16.8 points per game, we have Dylan Soap from Unified Iowa. With an average of 9.6 points per game and 8.6 rebounds per game, we have Lucha Roman from Oregon. With an average of 17.2 points per game and 12.2 rebounds per game, we have Colt Harrison from the Ragin. And then with 8 points and 4 rebounds on average per game, we have Tanner Vickner from the Ragin. And our MVP for the tournament, with 10.8 points on average per game throughout the entire tournament, we have Shanti Gonzalez.
give them a round of applause. Now let's recognize the 2024 national runner-ups for the Unified Division, the University of Louisiana.